Hi, I'm Ian from the Postal Hub podcast, and with me is...
Marek from Last Mile Experts.
And thank you everyone for your feedback on our video yesterday on Amazon turning off the tap on new grocery delivery customers. We got lots of great feedback. Thanks again. And remember, if you want to comment on this video, just underneath here, comment away, leave your thoughts on the topic and on the format and how wonderful we are. Today, we're going to talk about one of Marek's favorite topics, which is parcel lockers. Marek, parcel lockers haven't gone down the tube during COVID-19, have they?
Well, this is interesting because, as you recall, we had a debate a few minutes ago on this one. Contrary to what one might think, where people are sitting at home, actually lockers are really one of the winners during the COVID period.
But what's making them a winner? Because this is a key point. We always think about parcel lockers out of home because people aren't at home, but people are at home usually. So what's going on?
I think despite the fact that they're at home, it's still convenient if a locker is nearby. It's contactless. You can choose when you go to pick up the item. And although theoretically we're all at home, occasionally we do need to do food shopping or something else.
Sure.
And therefore, I won't hide the fact that I actually order via lockers and Pudos for that reason. Well, also I've got a subscription, so it sort of helps.
But when we're going out to the supermarket now, it takes a lot longer because you might have to queue up to get in and things like that. So it does disrupt your regular shopping habits. There have been some interesting statistics though, Marek. We might start with one of our favourites, which is Lithuanian Post. They have been, up until COVID-19, they were aggressively rolling out their parcel locker network. And one of the things I've heard you go on and on and on about is, what do you call it? Boardrooms versus bedrooms? What is it?
Yeah. Bedrooms versus boardrooms.
So where you locate your lockers. And they, in Lithuania, the Lithuanian Post, have introduced a thing whereby if your parcel has got your phone number on it and you're not home to receive it, they'll just chuck it straight in a parcel locker. And they've seen that not only have their volumes in parcel lockers just gone through the roof, but the speed of people picking up the parcels has improved as well. You've got something you can share with us from Poland, haven't you?
Yeah, but you know what? Before we go on to Poland, if you think about it, that's the Chinese scenario as well. In China, the biggest network, Hivebox, works exactly in that way. Automatically.
Except with a phone call. They'll ring you up and
say... Exactly. The courier will call you. If you're not home, it goes to a locker. There's some other really interesting. We have to do one on China, actually. We can maybe get Juan on board.
Yeah.
Because China's really interesting in terms of who pays for the locker. But let's save that for another day. But in Poland, same story. InPost has been really successful. And I think it's a mixture of a number of factors. It's the bedrooms versus boardrooms factor, which means the lockers are really close to where people live. Secondly, the critical mass. One of the challenges Lithuania Post have got is they've got a lot of lockers for the size of country, but according to our calculations, they probably need to have around about 300, which, by the way, I think is their plan.
I think by July they're going to have 300 or something like that, so they're getting close to it.
Which is from my perspective, the sort of minimum size of network. But InPost has that. They have around about 7,000 lockers, and it's been really successful. And, one other thing we didn't talk about, apart from the other issues, if you live in a block of flats and you're on the 30th floor, what are the chances at the moment with COVID and all the other issues that the courier is going to get to you
Well, they'll just ring your doorbell and drop it downstairs, and then you've got to take a chance that somebody won't swipe it in the meantime. It's one thing if you only have to go down 2 flights of stairs. It's something else if you've got to negotiate an elevator, and it might be that you're only allowed to have one person in the elevator at any one time.
Absolutely.
All kinds of factors there if you live in multi-storey apartments. I've heard that residential parcel lockers, where there are residential parcel lockers, so those, I'm talking about the parcel locker installation in the foyer or lobby, or whatever you like to call it, they're doing all right.
Yeah, and they would do. In America, I think that they probably call them hubs because Amazon decided to call them Amazon
hubs. Yeah.
But RPLs, I think, are very successful because it's a contactless form that is even easier. So if you are in the block of flats and you're on the 30th floor, the courier just needs to get to the locker, which
they're often carrier agnostic as well, aren't they?
Yeah, which we both love, of course.
Oh, well, I'm all right with it. I'm not going to say I love it. I'm all right with it. One of the other, we mentioned the parcel locker doors turning over quickly as well. And I think it's a similar situation with InPost. They're reloading their lockers more regularly.
Yeah, several times. I think it could even be 4 times a day now. And of course, the two things are happening. Number one, there are incentives to get people to take their parcel out as fast as possible. And we could have a whole call one day on how you can incentivize people.
Because I was going to say, Lithuanian Post has been doing the same thing prior to this crisis. They were trying to get people to collect their parcels faster and faster. And those of you who completed our last mile survey earlier this year will get some very interesting results on that when we release the report in a few days' time.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that was interesting reading.
Yes. So anyway, back to InPost, you were saying.
So InPost, I think, are doing exactly the same thing. The game is all about getting the parcels into the locker and out very quickly. They've done one thing which is, I'd say, pretty hardcore, and that's been operational for a while. You only have 2 days, 48 hours to pick up your parcel.
I think that's fine, but that's just me. I would say 24 hours is fine, but I'm hard.
And then it's back to sender. That's the new code rule.
That's pretty harsh, returning it to sender, as opposed to taking it to a nearby Pudo or something like that. I'll be interested to hear what viewers think about that. Do you think that's the way to do it? Should an uncollected parcel go back to sender, go back to a DC for collection, or should it go to a nearby Pudo or post office, depending on the kind of network? Share your thoughts below, as we say. I'm really interested to see what people think about this. Marek, we're going to keep doing these videos. We've had such a great reaction from everybody. Please share your comments below. You have to do it with your thumbs up like this, I think. Share your comments below. Young people.
Where do you get this from, Ian?
Bailey Gizmet.
All right, okay.
Oh, by the way, I said in the last video that we won't do makeup tutorials. What's the first email I get from somebody about this videos? You should do makeup tutorials. People, this doesn't need makeup, all right? So share your comments below. Let us know what you think. We also check the comments below because we're going to share with you how you can also submit questions for future editions of these video chats. We won't go into it now, everybody. We'll just check below. You'll see the Slido link and everything to share. Marek, I'm talking too much. It's time for us to wrap up. Thanks for being part of this.
Too much. Listen, thanks very much. It's been great, Ian. Thanks, everybody, and looking forward to the next one.
See you on the next one, everybody. Well, I won't see you, but you'll see me. All right. See ya. Bye.